Thanks, Corla. Minister, briefly, you were at pains to point out the differences between Ireland and Greece in response to Deputy Boyd Barrett's question, but you did say at the end of your contribution that, well, if there was developments that Greece got, sure, we might be happy enough to tag along at the end of that. And my question is when is the Irish government going to see itself as a sovereign nation that can actually make a stand on the world stage and develop ideas and strategies of its own, rather than kowtowing and picking up the crumbs that somebody else delivers for us, as indeed the Greeks did for us previously? Why don't we now stand by them and help them rather than piggyback on anything they might get? My second question is in relation to the fact that you will be aware that next week the 8th round of the TTIP negotiations between the EU and the US are taking place in Brussels. An important agreement that could see this country being tied up and our democratic rights undermined by things like the investor dispute settlements and so on, and there hasn't been a single discussion tabled by the government on this matter. When are we going to see a discussion on that? And my final question, Ceann Comhairle, is in relation to the Ukraine and what Deputy Martin tamely calls messing in the Baltics. Well, there certainly is messing in the Baltics, and it most definitely is going on by two sides, not by one side. And the point that's been raised is that we've shacked up with one of the sides perpetrating that proxy war, and the people who are the victims of it are indeed the people of the Ukraine. And there is very much an expansionist and interventionist approach being nurtured to suit Western agendas, as of course there are with Russian agendas either. But we as a neutral country shouldn't be taking sides with one over the other.